What do I have to say? Welcome to. I should know this by now.
It's too late.
It's too late. There you go. You do it.
It's too late.
It's too late with Dave. I'm here with Joe Hottinger, photographer, guitarist, and what else?
Bloke,
dude. Currently on tour with his band Halestorm and opening for Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
And Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Downhill from here.
Yeah, that's it. We're peaking. No, we have our new record coming out August 8th, and we're just touring the world promoting that. So
constantly. How many years have you been touring the world now?
Our first real tour in the U.S. was 2005. Our first European tour was 2010. So,
and even when you take a break, you don't really take a break.
No, that's when the hard work starts. The tour is easy. This is the good stuff. To hang out with folks like you and see cool places and walk around. Thanks
for giving us your time. We're a bit late starting because Slash was in the room. And
always Slash.
It's always Slash.
Yeah. We got slooshed.
And so when did you get into photography with a camera specifically?
It was right before we made our first record. I got a little Kodak point and shoot digital thing, just because I was like, well, I just wanted to take pictures. We were starting to do things and see things that I'd always thought about, you dream about when you're a kid and wanting to be in a band and, oh, we're about to sign a record deal. Cool. And it was right before we signed the record deal, and we went down. I remember I had it going down to South by Southwest in 2004, maybe 2005. I don't know where. Occasionally I see some of those pictures they're on some hard drive somewhere. But and I just kept getting going deeper down the hole. Then I was find the limitations, get a Nikon Coolpix and find the limitations, and I got my first DSLR, the cheapest. I think it was the cheapest Nikon. You get the D40 maybe it was called, and I got a little 50 millimeter lens, and that's where I really fell in love with the manual thing, manipulating. And I always wanted a Leica because Jim Marshall had a Leica and I was such a fan. And I got their cheap point and shoot. We were on tour in Germany.
Their cheap point and shoot is not cheap.
Yeah, it's still not cheap, but comparatively.
Yeah.
And that was fun, but it wasn't that manual thing. It was a year and a half of occasionally kind of picking it up, and then I decided to rent an M10 just to see. I found this company online that would ship you one and with a lens and try it for a week. And the first day I was like, I don't know about this, and the second day I was like, fuck.
And were there photographers that you were trying to emulate, or?
To me it was, I always liked it started with Jim Marshall, that whole, you're just backstage, you see Keith or all these great shots that are just kind of casual, but to me I'm looking at, there's Keith, but then what's on the counter back there. It's just more about the setting and what was it like touring. That to me that says more about what it's like touring the 70s or wherever than these pictures on stage or whatever.
And do you have that in your mind when you're out and there's photographers around or tour photographers? Are you aware that what they're trying to get? Do you understand it more, do you think?
Maybe sometimes, I don't think that much into it when someone else is taking pictures.
But you don't have a problem with cameras being around you?
No, I mean, I've always got mine out usually, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
I can't, it'd be a little bit hypocritical. It's no cameras in here. And we're not that wild anyway. Are we that wild, Allison? Our tour photographer standing over here. We're not that wild.
You can say yes. We can edit it out.
Oh, she's
you're taking too long.
She's got to think about that. Fair enough.
But I think my own personal opinion from working with and seeing bands and how they react to photography is they just want to look cool, and they're happy to be documented and look cool. It's what goes on around and the illusion of control of image and that. And,
we have no control, and there's so many, I'm not that cool, and there's so many
But no one has control, because as soon as you go on stage, everyone in the crowd is taking a picture.
Yeah.
And so you may as well have some good pictures taken.
Yeah.
Is my Simple theory.
I like that.
Keep at it. And so, do you remember like the first time you took a picture and had it printed out, and you thought, "This is great. I'm good at this."
I didn't really start printing. It was like right before the pandemic. I bought a big Canon printer because I was like, I want to see what. Like I had my Leica for a year and a half at that point, and I'd already taken like 40,000. I was just taking pictures all the time, and I was like, I want to see what they look like printed out. And I had some extra money lying around, and thank God I got that printer. It was like the accidental best decision ever. But yeah, I just started like trying to learn how to like print off a Lightroom into it and make it look decent and make the colors kind of match up. And yeah, became my whole COVID hustle. Once we couldn't play music anymore, I just started selling pictures.
And so, you're going back through all the pictures you took. Were you surprised did you see a progress or a change?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, I like, especially not like, now I get like so inspired when I see, like right now I'm in this Anton, how do we say it? Corbijn, Anton Corbijn. I just saw that he had an installation they just put in Stockholm, and on show day I ran over there real quick to check it out, and it was so good, you know, like just especially that like that fuzzy, like what was he using, like 3200 film in like 30 seconds, and just it's the essence of the person. That's my favorite shit. It's like so I'm not like aiming for like clear pictures anymore, which I was, you know, I've always like, I've been good on here, like not necessarily with this lens, but like with my 35, I'm like all right, you're about this far away, you know, like, and I can pretty much, I'm pretty good at it. It's like 80% success rate, and I'm kind of in the anti that right now.
I think pictures are too crispy nowadays.
Yeah,
they're too real. I don't like it.
And it's so much, and it's so much more fun when they're dirty. And,
yeah, I mean, we're going to look through some. These are going to flash up on a screen at some point, but this is.
It's a Jimmy Fontaine picture.
Jimmy Fontaine. So notice you're the only one. You know, you kind of look, well, Lizzie's looking away, but she can. But when you get presented with a portrait session like this, do you have any say in what gets used?
Yeah, a little bit. Like Jimmy, we've worked with Jimmy on a few different album like things, and he's really cool, and he's so good. Like his pictures are great. Like we were on this session, he had this idea I didn't seen it beforehand, but they were like breaking some glass and some mirrors and stuff to do that sort of thing, and I was like, Jimmy, that was kind of the last album cover. We did that, and he's like, seriously. Oh, man,
a good idea is a good idea, though.
You know, it's a great idea. I was like, he was like, I don't want to do it then, and you know, like we just kind of threw it out. But for the most part, no. It's really cool. Like his setup, he's got a big TV screen. You know, it's going right into the computer, and there's a big TV screen there, so I can kind of see like where the light's hitting me and where shadows are happening, and that's something that like I've noticed more in these sessions, especially with him. Like I love being able to kind of see as it's happening and popping up. I'm like, oh, if I just move a little over here, that's going to work way better.
You've got your angle.
Yeah.
But also now pictures have to be used for so many things, because that has to not only be a billboard, but it has to be like that on Spotify. Or
right, like a tiny square.
Wherever you listen to your music. So there's... I was going to say, what's it like being in a room with no green guitars, but there are
a few.
There are some.
There's a few.
Yeah. Our friends at Gibson have lent us their spare room. So was this one of your lockdown printouts?
No, this was like right before last summer. We did the summer tour, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be like, I just wanted to like take pictures of. I didn't get all my guitars, but wanted to do my green ones. I was like, I'm gonna do like a little thing over the next few months of like every once in a while I'll put up another picture of a green guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I have them out, and I was like, I might as well just leave them all out and see what it all looks like together, because I'd never seen them all together before. And yeah, I just kept stacking them up and trying to figure out a way to make them sit there.
Fantastic.
I've got a green guitar problem, and I think.
What was the first one? Where did it start? Were you smacked with a green guitar as a child or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I know the first one I got. It was like the first electric guitar I ever got was like this Ibanez, and I wanted the green one. Like I've always liked the green guitars. The first real one I ever got was on the left there, that Johnny A. Gibson. Lizzie got that for me after we made the first record. She talked to the Gibson folks, and it's a beautiful guitar and it still sounds great.
Nice.
It's only getting better. So that was like, I just kind of in my garage set up a little scene for each guitar.
That's great though, because you can see all the grain in there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bear to light. And get so the reflection of the light wasn't destroying.
Product shots.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks. There's always a reflection or your foot in it.
You got to get the grain good on these guitars. I wish I would have done the side and the back on them all though, because that's like, especially on this green acoustic, it's got an amazing sides. I was like, why didn't I do that?
And so then, did you make prints of these?
I haven't printed any out. I could. I shot it with the SL2S and my little flash system at home, but I mean, I always can. It's there.
There's another one.
Oh,
I quite like this as well.
So it was like 2 years ago. I talked to my friends at Gibson here, and I was like, you've never made a Green Widow V custom. They've never made a Green Widow V, and
they love being told what they haven't done. Drives them mad. Keep doing it.
And they're like, you're right. And I kind of just forgot about it. And right before we left on this tour over here, Cody at Custom was like, hey, we have this V sitting here kind of waiting for you. I was like, what V? And he was like, the Green Widow. I was like, oh, you made that? I was like, awesome. And they brought it over, and it's like the top on it, like that grain. It's 3D. It's one of the best tops I've ever seen on one of these guitars. Apparently, they don't do that on the V Customs. They did, so they can. I don't know. So just remember that. They do, actually.
Yeah, when they say no, they mean yes. All right. More Gibson action here.
Yeah, that was just... what were we doing? Our management was like, hey, Lizzie is doing this Women in Metal, like, Spotify thing, and they need a picture, like, by tomorrow for a billboard in New York City. I was like, okay. And he like, that's all.
That's your brief.
Yeah. I was like, any like, they just need a picture, and I was like, okay. And we ended up getting a really cool picture. But she was just kind of getting set up, and I was getting things together, and I was like, oh man, I love your jacket, and with the guitar, I don't know, it was like such a rock and roll thing. I thought it looked cool, and there's some boob there, which is always great.
Never
heard shot.
And did they use it on a billboard?
No, that wasn't the picture. No,
they missed a trick.
Yeah. I think they needed her face.
That's a great picture, though.
Thank you.
And this.
Oh, yeah. Always.
So I always forget that some people aren't watching and some people are listening, so we have to describe
this, so that's just in our bathroom at home. Lizzie getting ready for something. It looks like it's summertime, so that must have been last year. And I have this thing, like I always try to remember. I don't always remember, but I always get a picture of her and I, like every hotel we stay at, and like whatever mirror. If there's some hotels have interesting mirrors. Some it's just a boring ass room.
Do you remember where they are? Or do you make a note of it?
It's in my how I organize my photos, so I'd be able to.
So you're organized, is what I'm hearing.
You
could find it.
Yes, for the most part, and it's like the date range and where we are, and that should be enough to jog my memory.
Yeah. Between you can figure it out.
Yeah. But that's just
So now you started that, you can't stop. You're going to have to do this.
Yeah, I try to always remember.
Yeah.
But and it's kind of fun because you also see like I went through the phases that you go through taking pictures. I went through a phase. When was it? In 2019, where what movie did we watch? We saw that the Joker movie, and I just loved how like the 70s kind of vintagey thing. So I was like adding a green tint to everything because I thought it looked cool. So I look back, I'm like, if I want to put, I'll probably re-edit it when I see it. But like looking back, it's funny to see this just kind of green tint on everything because I thought it looked neat.
Okay, now we're jumping right back.
See, so that was with my first Nikon DSLR. It's just a picture of young Lizzie and RJ. We're in our what was it called, Third Encore in LA, in our little rehearsal room, trying to get the first album together, and I have a whole bunch of pictures from in there, and which I'm very grateful for.
Well, you know what's important? I was saying to Alison earlier, I work on a lot of box sets and reissues for labels, and there'll be these huge bands, but no pictures.
Yeah, like nothing.
And who thought to take pictures in your basement or your house in maybe one, but so to document an album process is
and I was obsessed with it then, and at the time it was it was intense because we were just out there. We didn't know, we had signed our record deal and we were out in LA. We went out there to write for like a month, and then they're like, "We'll stay another month," and we're like, "Okay, it's going well," and we're just like, right, and we didn't know how any of this shit worked. Like, we wrote a whole bunch of songs at home. We thought they were great, and the label was like, "Well, you should keep writing." We're like, "Okay," and so they were setting Lizzie up with writers, and we're like, "Is this how this what's going on?" And are we supposed to make a record here?
Were they trying to, not to get off photo wall too much, but were they trying to push you in a certain direction or just give you more time?
I don't know. Not much was being explained. We were fairly confused, and our whole thought was like, whatever, we're going with it because it's a ride, and we can always go home. And we were making a living playing music in Pennsylvania, and like Lizzie and I, when I met her, she was like the first person I ever met that kind of had the same ideas I had, like, you can see how far we want to take it, and she was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like, okay, then why are you working she was a terrible waitress, and I had her wait on us. We went there to the restaurant one day, and she just like, she poured a beer, and it was like all head, and served it, and I was like, what? Maybe you should have the bartender do that. It was awesome, but I was like fuck that, let's just play music for a living. And so I found my notebook. It's like every bar in a 50-mile radius, and with the phone number, and crossed out if they don't have live music, or the person. We called them, and her brother RJ was 15 at the time, and a lot of the bars wouldn't let him in. So I was like, let's just do you and I acoustic during the week or whenever there isn't a full band show booked. And so we started doing that. I was like, we get $75 a night, and it was 4 45-minute sets, and just entertain the bar of people that are sitting there just trying to drink. And we're in the corner and I dovetailed there. Where were we going on that?
We were going from documenting your first album.
So we ended up in LA, whatever. We ended up getting a record deal, and we were just on this ride, and we didn't know how any of it was going. And grabbing the camera was always we all of us, and Lizzie's mom too, for some reason, was just there with us. We all lived in this 2-bedroom apartment in LA at the Oakwoods, where every band goes. The Cokewoods, the Smokewoods. There's all kinds. I swear, who died there? Did Rick James die there? I think Rick James died there.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just a wild and all kind. Whatever. That was my therapy. Was I'm grabbing a camera and going for a walk, or I just, because that's why I love it. It's you have to be centered to do it. You gotta be present, which is why I like guitar playing. It's kind of the same thing. If you're on stage, you have to be. It's the most 100% in the moment I've ever felt. And if I try to get there with a camera too, and just stop and slow down and be present.
No,
there's item A.
We're going to look at some pictures. So we noticed looking through your stuff and see that you like this little flare.
Oh yeah. I'm always trying to do something a little more than just the picture itself,
Yeah. But this is great because it's so hit and miss.
Yeah.
You could try that 20 times and it doesn't.
It's just a shot in the dark.
Doesn't happen, yeah. Or it's perfect and one of them's blinking,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great. So was this something did they ask you to do this, or are you sticking your camera in people's faces?
No. So item A, they're this beautiful husband and wife, and they make amazing music. They're from England here, and
they're very good looking.
I I've been a fan of Chris, the guitar player. I've followed him on Instagram for years. He's phenomenal. It's disgusting how good he is, especially at slide and like this Americana type. And he's a rocker. I don't know. He can just play it all. It's gross. And I saw that they were playing Nashville, and so I went to their first show at the basement, the original basement in Nashville, this tiny little bar. And I was like, oh, there's Tyler Bryant. A bunch of my other guitar dork buddies were there, and we got to know them, and they're just like the sweetest people you could ever meet. And so they're like, we're moving to Nashville, and I think maybe that was during the pandemic, or maybe it was 20. I don't know. They're like, hey, we need some photos, and we like your pictures. Would you take some pictures? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, fuck.
Did you feel pressured?
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't even know if I know what I'm doing, but I'll try. I had like a setup, but like just through experimenting, and Lizzie's always been a willing, accomplice. And Lizzie, I got a lighting idea. Could you stand here? And so I had like a setup in our basement. So I was like, yeah, just come over. And they kind of explained they had some ideas, and they're great photographers too. So they're not slouches. And then I was like, we just combined them. Like, I think I learned that from Jimmy Fontaine, because I saw, I loved all his movement things. And he's like, yeah, man, sometimes it works. Occasionally.
And no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's very important to remember.
Yeah, no, they turned out really well, a lot of the pictures. Great. And I really like doing that for other artists.
Yeah.
There's another Jim Ivins, their band called the Ivins, a local Nashville band. This is like right before we left on this tour. They're like, could you please do like a shoot? I was like, sure. I got it like one day.
Yeah.
I have a little time, and and it's fun to sit there and brainstorm and like think of the lights I have and what can I do to like make it a little different and try not to repeat myself over and over again also. And what sort of color palette are you guys looking for? And yeah, that one turned out good. That was just in some magazine. It was cropped up top. With him, and then I was like, I forgot about it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, that turned out really cool.
Yeah, I think we have another one come out. I love this.
Yeah, to me, this is like Kevin Westenberg.
Yeah,
reminds me of like he did the shots for Soundgarden on the Down on the Upside record, and I must have been. I just went over that this morning. I was like, oh yeah, it reminds me of Down on the Upside. So that like leaky people thing,
But again, not something that's easy to achieve.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well done.
I did it, so it can't be that hard.
No. Well, there's the happy accident from time to time, but you have to have the idea and
it's the essence of these guys in this band that you can tell who it is if you know them.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you. Fun shadow coloring. It's not, that was like a total experiment too. That was another local band. Like, would you do some pictures? And I was like, yeah, I'll try some stuff. I got a weird idea in my head where if I light up, put the lights behind you and then flash you, but from a weird angle, I think I can color the shadows.
Yeah, but that's a magazine spread right there.
Cool. If you think so, then I'll believe you. No, but and it turned out kind of cool, I think.
Alrighty. I love this stuff when you post like little details that only you're seeing.
Yeah, that's what it's like on stage. Usually I throw those out about halfway through, and then I yell at Casey, my guitar tech. I'm like, more picks! You gotta feed the fish. The people need more picks.
I wonder if people are watching you wondering what you're taking a picture of up there.
That was probably during a sound check or something. I don't even know. Yeah, it's empty back there. There's nobody on the floor yet.
Nice.
There's Lizzie on the piano. That was the first session we had for the new record when we wrote "Darkness Always Wins." What's she working on there? Oh, self something that I don't know. I think that was our first night. So we went down to Savannah, Georgia to make this record. And we thought that was funny because we all live in Nashville, and Dave Cobb, who produced the record, is in Nashville, and he has RCA Studio A, which is like one of the best studios in the world, one of the most like famous studios, and like Jolene did "I Will Always Love You," and Jolene I'm sorry, Dolly Parton did Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day there. Like, just,
no pressure.
Chris Stapleton did his records in there, Jason Isbell, and like, it's just like, so we're like, sweet. And Dave's like, yeah, anyway, I live in Savannah, so we're going to make it down there. And we're like, oh, okay. Cool. And we're all like bummed. Like, why are we what the fuck? We all live in Nashville, like in RCA. And then we got down there, and it was like the first night, he has this house on the Intercoastal, and it's beautiful, and the whole main level is like, there's a Neve board, and it's just all studio stuff, and we're staying upstairs, the four of us, and bedrooms, and we got there and we're like, no, they're like, all right, see you later, the person that runs it, and we're just kind of left alone at this house, and we're like, wait, when's the last time the four of us have actually like been like hung out together without like a tour manager or our management around or somebody with like I don't even remember, and like it was the most fun we've ever had. Like, oh, we still love this and each other, and like we were just up till like 4 a.m. playing instruments and hanging out and drinking beers, and it was a good time. Turned into the first single, that song.
Nice.
So this is the picture, Lizzie, there that I took for the Spotify billboard. And I don't know, I just figured...
Oh, so this is the from the session with the close-up.
Yeah.
Right.
That's, the session with
yeah.
And, I just kind of figured the other pictures would just be kind of, regular pictures. I wanted it to have something a little more magical to it, and without like, I don't know how to Photoshop. I just do Lightroom.
Yeah, don't learn that.
So
there's people who love that. They can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of had an idea. She was getting her hair done, and I kind of had this idea, and I made her brother was RJ, our drummer, was there, and I was like, RJ, will you stand around? I want to try stuff before she gets down here, and kind of perfected it with him, and was able to knock it out quick with her. But really, just the zoomy thing, as long as it's on the tripod, and just but you can't go too fast for that sort of effect. If you go too fast, it's like there's another person there, and if you go too slow, it's just a little, I don't know. I just kept doing it until I was like, ooh, that one pops. And with her like sparkly guitar, just, I don't know.
The guitar works perfectly.
And like it's a women in metal thing, and like the sparkles right there. I don't know. It's the power of the woman,
Yeah.
I don't know. And her, you got to get her. Every photographer's like, all right, do the scream face, Lizzie. I'm like, Lizzie, you got to do the scream face.
So when she does the scream face, is it just face or does she scream?
It's just face. Thank God. I learned that like her and I just did an acoustic tour in the States. We call it the living room sessions, and really like I was saying earlier, we used to do that, like these 4-hour sets. I was like, wouldn't it be fun to do that again? And so we had some time before this record came out to kind of do some shows around the U.S. and it was so much fun. We loved it, but like there was no in-ears or anything, and it was just like us on stage and some monitors, and she'd like come up and sing to me. I'd be like, oh my God, it was like really hurt my ear. I'm like, you can't do that. That's like painful. I'm like running from her on stage. Like, stop. She's really loud. So I'm glad she doesn't scream in the screamy picture. There's one that...
I think that's Jason's. Is that Jason's?
Jason's, yeah. Is it still supposed to take that? Let's see if I can think of where that was.
Yeah. So Jason introduced me to you some years back, and I'd met him on the road with Metallica, I think one of the bands with Metallica, and he said, oh yeah, I'm in London with Halestorm, we're at the O2 Theatre. So I thought it was the little one near me.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, it's 5 minutes, I'll walk down. He's like, no, the O2 Arena. I was like, these guys are huge.
Yeah, no, Jason was like, hey, I want to talk to Dave. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, bring him up, please.
Yeah, so he brought me down and shot the show. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows where that one was? That's
But you'd obviously have a discussion before that you're going to do.
At the end of a show,
yeah.
like we usually throw out our set list and stuff, and whoever's out touring with us.
Well, like the rose is perfectly centered there. Yeah, I'm not going to be too complimentary about him. But,
oh no, we love Jason.
No, he's fantastic. And then
there's an Allison picture.
I think this is one of yours, Allison.
That was just on this tour. Where were we in Leipzig?
You didn't have a health and safety manager stopping you doing that.
It was like we were like getting ready to walk the stage, and you got to get hyped up.
Yeah.
So we're always, you know, I feel like when you join a band, that's when your growing up stalls out. And I've been in bands since I was a teenager. So
Are you trying to prove that?
I stalled out. And, you know, we get all hyped up, get ready for, you know, to walk out there and do the thing. And if I don't get like, I have to like force myself to get like, otherwise, like, I did it on one of these shows. I forget, you know, it's like every album cycle we start again after taking 7 months off or whatever. I always do one show where I'm like, I just kind of walk out, without, you know, and I'm like, oh my God.
Forget what you're there for.
What am I doing? And then it's like almost too intense. And I don't like, I'm not like, I had one of those, and it's not fun. I'm like sitting there every mistake. I'm like, fuck, this is supposed to be fun. And so I got to get like, so that's part, I think that.
But what I like about seeing pictures of you guys on stage and off stage is you do always look like you're having fun.
Oh, we have the best time ever all the time.
Which it should be. You know.
We get to play rock and roll. Are you kidding?
Some bands been all miserable like that.
Oh,
no. I need a minute.
It's like every day is like a dream for me.
And I like the reflections.
The reflections, awesome.
Picture. Good job.
Nice one, Allison.
Yeah. This one as well.
Another Allison.
And also I like that you're being documented. Everything's being documented. You know, the quiet times, the crazy times, fun times.
Yeah. It's all part of it. I mean, most of touring is just waiting anyway.
Yeah.
Sitting around waiting.
And I like, when I looked at this, I was like, I was getting confused by the reflection because that's someone else.
Josh over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at, what was it? That was at Stockholm? Yeah, Stockholm. The stadium in Stockholm we just did with Iron Maiden. Nice little backstage room. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you get some mirrors and a couch.
They're spoiling you.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Pay her. I think that was in Nashville. Lizzie and I walking around. What she got? Oh, she got a little. I've been trying to get Lizzie to take pictures, and when we were in Australia, she got a really cool camera. She got a Leica Q2, but she got like we were in Australia and they had like an all red one, and I guess Leica made 60 of them for this Chinese company, and the two Australian stores each got 2, and we just happened to be there when they had one.
Oh, perfect.
So she was able to she's got such a cool camera. So it's always interesting when she has it out with her. She doesn't bust it out that much, but when she does, I'm like, I want to see what you're doing. Like, it's your perspective. It's like, so it's always unique. Every person's like, we all have cameras and stuff, but if we're in the same room, we're going to take completely different pictures, and you're going to see totally different things. To me, it says more about like the person, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm always, but yeah, that's just us walking around Nashville. I'm pretty sure it was Nashville. I vaguely remember.
Yes, I love this.
It's Lizzie covered in blood. So she did a collab. She sang like the bridge of this Guar song. And Guar, have you seen Guar ever?
I've seen, not in person.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. It's like, it's amazing. You have to see him. Like, it's like political activism and just art theater to the max. And so it was awesome. She got to sing on one of their songs, and they made a video for it. And of course, they're like, so how much blood do you want? And she was like, as much as you have. Because it's a choir, you know, you gotta be covered in blood. And of course, I always go with her to all these things and take pictures because it's what I like to do. So Lizzie holding machete covered in blood and smiling, I think, is always a good time. With the green screen, you can put her anywhere.
Yeah. All right. So I want to use this as you were saying there about both having cameras and taking pictures and seeing different things. There's a slightly different perspective, but I think I arrived at Download. We got stuck in traffic because there was a car crash, and we were the car behind where they stopped the traffic for like 2 hours. We're like, shit. And I was in the car with Gene Simmons and the drummer, and telling bad English jokes with a Dick Van Dyke accent for 5 hours.
Oh my God.
So we arrived just as you were going on stage. I ran around the front. I had the wrong lens, but So I got this shot, which for me, I wouldn't ordinarily be happy with. I don't like monitors and all the stuff that you have to have on stage.
Yeah.
From a pit. I don't like shooting from a pit so much, but we have to. But then Jason took that almost at the same time from the other angle, which just, it's, that kind of sums up the whole download
that experience.
But that was
that's awesome.
That was a great show.
Good picture, Jason.
Yeah.
That was a hard show to play. It was so windy.
It's really windy.
And
it was hot, I think, as well.
I didn't think about it till after that show in particular, how much the wind kind of fucks with you, when you're playing, because you're sitting there and the hair's in your fucking mouth, and god damn it, and I don't know, and it affects the sound.
Ruined a few of my pictures.
Yeah, it does. It does that, and I just have given up trying to do any. I got to get one of those Steve Vai fans on stage so I can just go and clear it off. All right, I'm ready. There we go. Then I can slip in for solos, let it fly. No, but yeah, wind can fuck you up.
But I like, what I like seeing. Sometimes I've been standing next to a photographer and I'm thinking I've got a great picture, and then I see theirs, and it's like they're at a different show. It's amazing, I like it. I think. Just have a couple more.
Oh yeah, I did that on stage. That was during the.
Again, I love the drink.
Her poison cup.
A little starburst on it. Yeah, there's always more going on, and it doesn't appear to be people with their phones out. They may have them, but nowadays pictures. So that could be in the 70s. The phone. I don't want to rant about phones, but they just ruin so many pictures. When you singer goes up to the barrier and suddenly 10 phones are blocking the. I don't know why.
There was an article. Ghost just did a whole tour with no phones allowed.
I shot it and it was fantastic.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, but then people, when I posted some pictures, and I got inundated with people. Did you take my picture? I was in the crowd and I sent this girl who's crying her eyes out. So I said, and I sent a picture and she went, that's not me. But they're all, in the same.
But it's a good picture. I want you to enjoy it.
It could be you. But it was really good.
How much more present people are in that sort of scenario, and I would love to do it because I think I'd love to just feel the difference as an experiment. But
I think if people could be encouraged to maybe take a couple of pictures for you and then put it away rather than film the whole thing, which is being filmed anyway. Yeah. So you can watch it properly.
And, Jason, we went and saw Jason Isbell do his acoustic thing in Nashville in the spring. And right before the show, it said that it was please respect the artist and, take don't pull your phones out. During the show, I was take one little one, just as a memory.
Did you feel bad?
No.
You're the problem.
Yeah. I'd break my own rules.
All right.
There's a Jimmy Fontaine
this
one.
This is our last picture. But got the little.
You got the little movement there.
Little thing. Your signature move now. Yeah.
Jimmy.
And so, do you feel now with that you've got somewhere without being too academic about it, but say growing up seeing Jim Marshall pictures, and do you feel like you're getting somewhere in that area?
I don't know. It's. I'm just doing it.
Are you still collecting? Are you collecting photography? Are you?
Yeah. What did I get last? God, I can't remember. I feel like I just got it framed too. I don't remember, but I have Gerard, I think one Gerard Mankiewicz picture at home. I don't have any Jim Marshalls, but I have some Neil Preston photos and who did that great shot of Keith Richards? Friend, her last name's I'm so bad at remembering names off the top of my head. I don't know. We have a bunch, one of the Jeff Buckley pictures signed by Mary Sear. Is that how you say it? Yeah. And I have a whole wall. It's our own little gallery.
Any of yours up there?
No.
Not yet.
No, I'm not going to put my pictures up. That's all.
Put me in the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you wish to add for our photo enthusiasts?
No.
You don't have to.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
All right. Thank you,
all I got.
Joe.